making content.
You're writing it out and you know exactly what you're doing.
I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing stuff. I'm having fun. I'm making stuff. Yeah. What's up, y'all? This is Dee'Anna, and I am so excited to make this video for you guys today. You guys are gonna watch me get ready for my day, get ready for work, and just have a little conversation about consequences because I don't know, it's just what was on my brain today. Yeah, what? I'm making it. All the products that I use on my face today will be in the bio below, as well as popping up on the screen so you guys can see what the brand is and honestly how much it costs, because I like seeing that stuff in videos. So let's get into it. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Dee'Anna. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come check out my channel. If this is your first time being on my channel, I just want to say thank you. Okay. I will say I do tend to explore a bunch of different topics on this channel. So if you like astrology, product reviews, random short films, really silly nonsense, get ready with me is that I'm not really talking about what I'm doing. I'm just talking to you about what I'm thinking about. This is the place to be. I feel like I make content for people that are like cleaning their room and just need some background noise. But like every now and then they tune back in. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, girl, or non-girl. Fun fact. Your girl just got a new job, so I am dressed for my job, but I have not done my face yet. Got some bumps I'm trying to take care of, so I'm gonna do a face mask and my makeup. I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing my makeup. You're just gonna like see it. I am not a makeup artist. I am not a professional, so like, please do not come for me in the comments talking about, oh, why she put her concealer on like that? Oh my God, does that eyeshadow even match her complexion? Yes, it does, because I understand color theory, so like really don't try it. But I'm not a professional, so please don't follow me seriously. I'm just doing stuff. Also, just an update, heads up, I am non-binary. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. No, it's not a joke, and if you try it, you get blocked. Okay, now that that's out the way, let's get into this video. Now, today's video is brought to us by this incredible tweet right here from my lovely friend and model extraordinaire, Nova. Nova said, there are consequences to not caring about what people think about you or think of you. Can we talk about the word consequence for a second though? The dictionary states that a consequence is the result or effect of an action or condition. Notice how nothing in that definition refers to anything negative or insinuates that anything is negative. Okay, let's keep that in mind. That definition low-key reminds me of, I actually don't remember who's, something about Newton. For every action, there's a reaction. Yeah, that's what that definition makes me think of. I grew up in the South in a very, very, very conservative household. And something that I remember being such a prominent theme in my life growing up was essentially the mentality that everything I do had a reflection on my family. You talk about pressure, okay, a bitch was stressed out because that essentially meant that there are no mistakes allowed. I cannot make a mistake or I'm gonna make my family look dumb. Oh my God. I really think that theme was reaffirmed for me for, from the ages of like 3 to 21. To a certain degree, you are a reflection of the collective of people consistently around you, right? Whether that be your friend group, your family members, birds of a feather flock together, yes. But sometimes birds of a feather just happen to be together. That doesn't always mean that they are very similar. The environment may not always dictate who you are. It just might dictate where you are. Be that as it may, it is quite normal to kind of make an assumption about someone given the people that they have around them, right? it's normal for us to kind of get an idea of how a person might move depending on how the people around them are moving, because it seems as though to us off first glance, if you wouldn't really like that, or if you don't really, you know, rock with that kind of behavior, mentality, whatever, would you really be around them like that? Like in some shape or form, our mind is like, oh, okay, so they tolerate this given who they're around, right? Whether it's true or not, we all make assumptions based off of what we see. Growing up, I really felt like no matter who I was around, I was always thinking differently. I'm not trying to say that as like, oh, I was just thinking better than everyone around me. No, I was just quite literally thinking about different things. It didn't matter what group or family I was a part of, I was always just thinking differently. You know, I didn't share the same values. I didn't have the same beliefs. I just stuck out like a sore thumb. And that created so much internal conflict, because if I am a reflection of my family, but I don't think how my family thinks, nor do I really want to a lot of times, what does that say about my family? I had to be poised. I had to be collected. I had to be pretty. I had to be intelligent. I had to be successful. And it's like, I felt I had to be perfect. And it's not to say that any of those things are like bad things to aspire to be. Like, who doesn't want to be poised? Who doesn't want to be collected? Who doesn't want to be intelligent? Who doesn't want to be pretty? Who doesn't want to be successful? Very little people. Like, I don't really know anyone that doesn't want to be any of those things. But to consistently get told that this is how you have to be all the time, every day, morning to night, in all settings, speak proper English. You have to have long hair. You cannot wear that skirt. You don't listen to like, it was just so many rules. It literally got to the point where I was not even putting out content that I liked. I was putting out content that I felt would be acceptable based off of the eyes that I just perceived or knew or thought was going to be on my stuff. I mean, it's really one of the reasons why it's so hard for me to put out content now, but we're working through it because we are not going to allow trauma to keep us from a bag, okay? And also keep us from doing something that we love, because we love YouTube. We love this platform that we get to use to express ourselves and form a community and talk to others and, you know, have these incredible and important discussions about what it was like just existing as a youngin' and understanding how those things affect us now as an adult. You know, I really almost allowed myself to believe that I could not have those discussions because it was inappropriate, or it made people feel uncomfortable, or my family didn't like certain things. And I was kind of like, fuck what you like. Sorry, I love you guys, but I need to live for me too. Let me say this though before the video gets any deeper, okay? I will always, always, always encourage healthy empathy. There is absolutely nothing wrong with considering how your actions are going to make somebody else feel. I mean, that's just human decency. It's very considerate. I'm never going to say don't be considerate of how your actions affect others. Okay? Let's not do that. And at a certain point, I really want to encourage you guys to keep this thought in your head when you go to bed at night. After you've done your day, ask yourself, can I sleep peacefully with how I operated today? Like, really think about it. Can you go to bed with the person that you presently are? If the answer is yes, then keep doing what you're doing. But if at any point you feel even the slightest bit of hesitation or like resistance to the idea of being at peace with who you are today and what you did today, it might be time to rethink your actions. It might be time to rethink your intentions. It might be time to reassess how you move and why you move like that. start reassessing why you do what you do. Are you doing it for you or are you doing it for others? Like, and I know that can be such a guilt thing. You can feel guilty about doing things for you. It's hard. It's really hard because it feels selfish, right? To live for you feels selfish. When I got to the point of really thinking like, damn, can I be at peace with the decisions that I made today? It felt so liberating because I felt as though I was asking myself the right question instead of, would Mimi be pleased with this? Would Mommy approve of this? Would Papa be proud of this? Because as much as that, you know, does matter to me, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't care about those things. I really do. I really, really care about how my family sees me to a certain degree. When I started asking myself what I really thought about how I was operating, it really just forced me to kind of break down and reassess everything about my life. Like, wow, I'm living so consciously. I have no personal desires. Everything I'm doing is for the gratification of another person. Like, it was sickening. It was absolutely sickening. I was so bored. I was just operating like I'm on autopilot, like a freaking robot. And shout out therapy for real for reminding me that we all deserve to be a little selfish. Everything at that point that I had desires for was based off of like how others gauged my ability to handle said desires. Not based off of what I actually could do or what I thought I could do. All my desires were based off of what other people thought I could handle. And man, I didn't even realize it was that like deep. One of the biggest I'm living for me moments really happened in 2019. For the sake of the video, and for just time constraint purposes, I'm just gonna chalk it up like this. I was very insensitively outed as queer by one of my family members, and that resulted in me getting kicked out of my house. Honestly, never could have expected that outcome in like a million billion years. But low-key, yes, I could. My family cares about appearances a lot. But I also care about appearances a lot. The thing is, I never thought that the thing we both cared about would ever result in me being abandoned. And what would we call that, people? A consequence. And before y'all get to sounding off in the comments about what I said about my family, please know that since 2019, my family and I have prepared a lot, and I am safely and cheerfully back in my home. However, I will say I brought that situation up for a reason. I really doubled down on being at peace with myself in spite of how others saw me. And the consequence of that was I had to get the fuck on, regardless of how confident and proud I felt in myself. Did that shit hurt my feelings? Yes. The thing about it was like, I was still proud that I had the confidence to stand up for me in the face of adversity. And honestly, in time, me standing so firmly on me, regardless of what they were doing, actually resulted in them having a lot more respect for me. I know everybody's situation is different. You know, we're not all gonna get the same outcome, and that's really, really important to recognize. Please don't take my story as, you know, a play-by-play on what you should do, because it is not. I really want you guys to know that, like, starting to ask yourself that question of, am I at peace with who I am and the decisions I've made today? Sometimes that's a really hard question to ask yourself, because you may, even though you might be proud of what you've done, you may struggle with feeling happy with what you've done. And it's a really tricky place to be. I'm going to be honest about that. It's not always easy being proud of who you are. And that sounds so insane, but it is genuinely the truth. You may not always like what you have to do in order to show up for you in the best possible way. It may not even always be safe for you to do it. So I really implore all of you to listen to your intuition before you make a decision about how honest you're about to be about yourself. Please be wise in your decision. That decision was taken away from me. Even though I could have never, like, in my head, I didn't want to think that that was a possibility. I think I knew in my heart that that kind of information could lead to that consequence, which is why I never really broached the topic with my family as a group. I tried to tell them one by one, you know? Personally, I walked away from that situation very, very confident in myself. But I will say, I also kind of ended up being a little wary of how easily people can change their mind about you, regardless of how deep the relationship is. People can still change their mind. And I don't think we're ever really fully prepared to experience what it's like or what it's like to have somebody that you love completely change how they view you. It's a very different experience. Again, don't get me wrong. Me and my family have worked through a lot of things, and a consequence of me having to go through that experience is really me being a lot more mindful of certain information that I share with my family members. Until I am like 100% certain that I am safe emotionally, mentally, physically, I'm not gonna keep that all to myself. And, you know, I want to say that my decision to keep certain things to myself isn't just stemming from a place of, oh, I don't trust them to grow. I'm not going to give them the space to, do better, be better. No, it's not even that. It's that sometimes I can share a little too much information. I feel as though I'm an open book and I have nothing to hide. But sometimes it's not about hiding things, and more so just not sharing everything. Everybody doesn't need to know everything. And I used to think that there was something, wrong with people that wanted to hold certain information close to their chest, and, just not be so forthcoming about things. But as I continue to exist and grow and learn, I am understanding that it's like strategy. It's like playing chess. You gotta be calculated with who you share certain information with. And even astrologically, there is a plethora of benefits, depending on your placements, to just be a little more quiet. I will never regret the decision that I made to just own being me. 2019 really set the tone for my whole life, honestly. It inspired me to care a lot less. I still care, but just not as much as I used to. I think that's really important. I'm honestly really happy about that. It's okay that that's where I am now. I still care, just not as much. I care a little bit. And that's really okay. They're gonna be watching me put this eyelash on. the largest eyelash I've ever put on my face before, and I don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna rock out, because what? Oh my god, I have 10 minutes. I know my managers love me, but I'm truly working on being on time. Fudge. Do I look like a spider? You know what? It's Pride. I'm about to be dramatic as fuck because I'm fabulous. Ooh, yes. Be who you are. Wow, I hope I don't scare my customers today. Seeing as how it's June now, I would really like to say happy Pride. This is really such a wonderful time to remember to be who you are in your pride. It's also an incredible time to remember how powerful and vulnerable it is to own who you are. This is a liberating time and experience, just being okay with being you. In all that we do this month, I want to encourage everyone to be safe, be kind, and be yourself. Be the best you could possibly be. When you really rock with you, it might matter a little bit how other people feel, but not really. Not really. Let me tell you a secret. All that matters is that you love you. It doesn't matter how anyone perceives you. It doesn't matter how anyone sees you. At the end of the day, you know the truth. You know who you are. And people will either see that and accept it or not. That doesn't mean stop being you. Share this with people you know, people you don't know, people you like, and only people you like. Why should you only share this with people that you like? I don't know, probably because if you shared this with somebody that you didn't like, chances are they probably don't have your number anymore. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. If you guys are aware of her album, When I Get Home, then you are also familiar with her track, Nothing Without Intention.